I'll never forget the day I witnessed the most jaw-dropping meltdown at Denver International Airport. It was a chaotic Tuesday morning, the kind where the security line stretched so far back it nearly kissed the main terminal doors. Everyone was on edge, sighing, checking their phones, inching forward like snails. I was just trying to make my flight to Chicago, mentally calculating if I'd have time for a coffee, when Lisa Thornton stormed onto the scene like a hurricane in high heels. She was impossible to miss, mid-40s, blonde hair streaked to perfection, giant designer sunglasses perched on her nose despite the fluorescent lights. Her face was set in a scowl that could curdle milk, and she was dragging a sleek, monogrammed suitcase that screamed money. I first noticed her when she broke free from the middle of the line, like some VIP cutting through a crowd at a concert. "Move aside, important person coming through," she barked, shovying past an elderly couple with zero remorse. The crowd murmured, confused, as she plowed forward, her suitcase clipping a stroller and earning a sharp gasp from the young mom pushing it. A guy in a suit, probably late for a meeting, tried to be the voice of reason. "Ma'am, we're all waiting here. Please go back to your spot." Lisa spun on him, flashing a badge like it was a golden ticket. "I'm president of Willow Creek Estates," she snapped, her voice dripping with superiority. "I have executive clearance." The guy blinked, clearly thrown, as she brushed past him like he was in VY Cybele. I caught a glimpse of the badge. It was just some laminated HOA card, the kind you'd flash to complain about a neighbor's lawn. Executive clearance? At an airport? I almost laughed out loud. 2 TSA agents, bless their souls, clocked the commotion and stepped in. The first one, a calm guy with graying hair, spoke up. "Ma'am, you need to return to the back of the line. Everyone waits their turn." His tone was firm but polite, like he'd dealt with 100 Lisas before. But Lisa? Oh, she wasn't half-wying it. She drew herself up to her full 5'4", looked at him like he'd asked her to scrub the floor, and let loose. "Do you know who I am?" she demanded, her voice hitting a pitch that made a nearby kid cover his ears. "I manage a $40 million community. I don't stand in peasant lines." Peasant lines? In 2025, at a federal security checkpoint. The word hung in the air, and you could feel the collective shock ripple through the crowd. The agents exchanged a look, half amusement, half exhaustion, while the rest of us stood frozen, phones discreetly recording. Lisa, undeterred, whipped out her phone and started filming. "This is harassment," she declared, while VYing her HOA badge like it was an FBI shield. "You'll hear from my lawyer." I'd served on my own neighborhood board once, before quitting because of people exactly like her, so I knew the type, power drunk on pool schedules and mailbox rules. Con VY said it made them untouchable. The first agent tried again, his patience saintly. "Ma'am, your neighborhood position doesn't mean anything here. This is a federal checkpoint. Everyone follows the same rules. Reasonable, right?" Not to Lisa. She jabbed a manicured finger an inch from his face, nearly taking out an eye. "I know people at the top," she hissed. "Your boss's boss will be calling you tonight. Now let me through before I miss my leadership summit." The crowd was growing now, a mix of annoyed travelers and curious onlookers, some filming, others whispering. Lisa noticed and leaned into it, like she was starring in her own reality show. The second agent, a younger woman with a clipboard, stepped forward, unfazed. "Ma'am, I need your ID and boarding pass." Lisa rolled her eyes so hard I thought they'd get stuck. "More paperwork to hassle productive citizens," she muttered, digging through her designer purse. She slapped her driver's license and a crumpled boarding pass on the counter. "They're happy? Can we move this along? Some of us have actual responsibilities." The agent scanned the documents while Lisa tapped her foot, glaring at anyone who dared watch. I caught a glimpse of her boarding pass headed to Orlando, probably for that leadership summit. Knowing HOA types, I bet it was a weekend of workshops on how to find people for unapproved porch lights. When the agent directed her to the body scanner, Lisa balked. "I'm not going through that cancer machine. I have a medical exemption." The agents asked for proof, which Serpish didn't have. It's on file with the TSA, she insisted, though it clearly wasn't. After some back and forth, she agreed to a pat-down, but not without checking her watch and sighing like she was auditioning for an Oscar. This is why America's falling behind, she scoffed. Too much security theater, not enough efficiency. Things got weirder when the metal detector beeped as she walked through. Ma'am, any metal items on you? The male agent asked. Lisa looked insulted. Just my keys and some jewelry. Nothing important. When they asked her to empty her pockets, she flat out refused. These are Tiffany earrings. I'm not putting them in your filthy bins where anyone could steal them. By now, the line was at a standstill, stretching halfway to forever. People were checking flight times, muttering about missed connections. I glanced at my watch. My own flight was in less than an hour, and I was still stuck. Lisa, apparently fed up with the delay she'd caused, decided to take matters into her own hands. She grabbed her suitcase and marched toward the gate area, trying to push past the agents. I've had enough of this nonsense, she shouted. I'm going to miss my flight because of your incompetence. The agents moved to block her, and she lost it. Don't touch me. This is assault. I know my rights. Her voice was a full-on shriek now, echoing through the terminal. That's when the airport police showed up. 2 officers, faces like they'd seen this movie before, strolled over. What's the problem here? The taller one asked, glancing between Lisa and the agents. Before anyone could answer, Lisa launched into her version of events. These agents are discriminating against me because I'm a community leader. They're delaying me to flex their petty power. The officer listened, stone-faced, then turned to the agents, who gave the real story: line-cutting, non-compliance, the works. He faced Lisa, calm but firm. Ma'am, you need to follow security protocols like everyone else. Refuse, and we'll escort you out, with possible consequences. Did Lisa back down? Nope. She doubled down. Do you know how many lawyers I have? She bragged. 19, and they owe me favors for approving their deck extensions. She pulled out her phone again, dialing. I'm calling the head of airport security. My neighbor golfs with him every Sunday. The officer wasn't impressed. Ma'am, this is your final warning. Comply, or you'll be arrested for interfering with security operations, a federal offense. His tone left no room for debate. Lisa's response? She laughed. Actually laughed in his face, then tried to sidestep him. Big mistake. In a flash, the officers moved, each grabbing an arm. Ma'am, you're under arrest, they said, cuffs clicking into place. Lisa's eyes went wide, like she just realized actions have consequences. You can't arrest me, she screamed. I'm the president of Willow Creek Estates. We have 4 pools and a pickleball court. Her sunglasses slid off, clattering to the floor alongside her phone, still recording. The officers read her rights as they led her away, her face cycling through outrage, disbelief, and finally fear. This is a mistake, she yelled, her voice fading as they rounded a corner. I'll have your badges. My community blog will hear about this. The terminal fell silent for a moment, then erupted in scattered applause. The TSA agents got the line moving again, and I made my flight barely. At my gate, I overheard passengers buzzing about the drama. Someone closer to the action said Lisa was charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and interfering with security personnel, a federal offense with real teeth. Another person, who worked at the airport, mentioned the incident was reported to TSA's central office, likely landing her on a no-fly list. 3 weeks later, I stumbled across a news article online. Lisa Thornton had been convicted on all charges: 6 months probation, 40 hours of community service, a $5,000 fine, and a 1-year flight ban. She also had to pay over $10,000 for the security delay she caused. The Willow Creek Estates Board kicked her out as president, citing behavior or incompatible with community values. The article quoted Lisa Leah vying the courthouse, still clueless. This is a travesty. I was just standing up for my rights as a leader. This wouldn't have happened if I wasn't a powerful woman. Even after all that, she didn't get it. Her replacement on the board, the article noted, was already undoing her reign of terror over fence heights and holiday lights. As for me, I still think about that day whenever I'm stuck in an airport line, wondering if another Lisa's out there, ready to make a scene.